A pleasant good morning from the Legacy Initiative by Gerard Hepburn. Um, I'm about to be on a roll right now. So yes, the last video that I did was don't forget God. Basically, I'm just telling you that after God do all these things for you, I'll help you to get out of your storm. And just as a recap for a lot of people who might just be joining us today, the storm that we refer to is basically depression. Like I'm an advocate of depression and anxiety. Um, I used to go through suicidal depression. I still go through depression as well. Just like almost like I wouldn't use the term as bipolar or anything like that, because there are some days that you're really high and then there's some days that you're really low, and there's some days that you're just like flat, like you're good. And it's kind of weird, but I go through it periodically here and there or whatever. And I have used God basically as my foundation, being able to get through it. So that's just a recap of kind of what I'm about and everything. Okay, but nonetheless, or whatever, my recent video was like, don't forget God, when God is like helping you through your storms and everything, right? And so I've basically been doing my morning devotional and everything. I'm reading the Bible and stuff for that. And so it was like almost like God was keep on reminding me about this particular thing, keep on reminding me about this particular thing. And so the particular thing that God keep on reminding me was just focus on Him, right? So I'm not sure if I have a video that is labeled "Focus on God" as of yet, but nonetheless or whatever, this is kind of almost like a recap of that video if I do have one, or just a new one called "Focus on Him." So that's the topic of we're talk about today, and so. Nonetheless, our reading is being taken from Psalm 55, verse 22, and it says, "Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved." And so, like I always try to tell everybody, if you focus on God, right, all of your problems. It's not saying that all of your problems are gonna go away, but what's gonna happen is that God's gonna start fighting your battles for you, right? And you're gonna go through battles. You have to go through battles, but if you're trusting in God, God is gonna be the one to take you through. He's actually gonna fight those battles for you. But if you take on those battles and saying, "Oh, I'm the big guy. I gotta fight these particular battles," what's gonna end up happening is now you're taking the power away from God, or whatever, saying that, "Oh, I could do it without God." So you can't do it. You have to just stay focused on Him, right? And so when He mentions that the righteous, He shall not suffer the righteous shall not be removed. Basically, He's like, if you basically obeying me, right? You follow my commandments, you live in a good life, right? And you're being humble and all that stuff. He's gonna make sure that where your position is, your position in Him or whatever, you can't be moved from that position. Like, you will not fall, you will not go deeper in it. Let's say, for example, for us who in a storm, you'll not go deeper in our depression or our anxiety. Rather, He's gonna start lifting us up where we'll be able to function better in our depression, in our anxiety. And so, or in our storm, that's my term that I prefer to use. It's called a storm for me. And it was just as I started doing these videos again, right? Because I didn't do it for the quarantine. I started doing these videos again, doing it all for the glory of God. It might be something small, whatever it is. It's just my way of basically, in a sense, trying to give God back. Give God something back for the things that He has done. Like, just for every day that God wakes you up in these days, especially with all the quarantine. Like, some of us has been through 3 months of quarantine, barely could do anything, and dude, we feel unaffected by kind of what's going on. Are we wondering why is like everybody else dying, but you kind of never get it? So it seems like it's a hoax for you, and is that's like the power of God. Like, God is actually like protecting you, covering you and you probably might have contracted coronavirus like so many times in the midst of the past couple of days, and God has done it in a way where it's like, nah, it's not gonna touch me. No, it's not fair, because I got this person. This person got me, and I got them, and He fights our battles for us. And it was just crazy. And the reason why I feel like I had to have come back with another video was because So I did a video, I think it was either Sunday or Monday. That was like when I first said, you know what, I'm going to do a video, right? And then since I did that video, right, I've had a few little battles here, right, with people, actually, with actual people. And it was like, like all I was doing was like, bro, I don't want to deal with it. I literally would tell people, I don't feel like dealing with this with you. I don't want to deal with you or whatever. I'm just trying to, be myself, because I'm trying to live my life as best as possible. I don't want to be in altercations. I'm a humble guy. That's just not, that's not my vibe. That's not my ammo, right? But since then, since I started doing the videos again, I got 4 to 5 job offers. Now, I do like home improvement, handyman work, like construction, carpentry. Like, that's what I do for a living at this present time. And I was kind of like, I didn't know if I wanted to keep on doing this. I was like, bruh, I just want to make sure that every day I'm able to work, let me be able to provide, at least bring in like $200 a day, basically. Like, that's kind of like my goal, $200 a day. And it was like, what ended up happening to me was, I just literally, after I did the video, yeah, I have a little headaches here and there or whatever, but like this, and I call headaches like just little issues with people here and there, because no one is perfect. We're always gonna bump heads eventually, right? But like, the influx of jobs just started coming in, and I don't know if this is what God has for me to do for my life. And I'm saying that in regards to like the home improvement aspect of it, but I'm referring to. So I decided to start doing my videos again, and immediately after whatever, God just started, started opening doors for me. So it's like this little business now. These little businesses or whatever are like, could be like $400, $500, $600. But imagine if you get like 4 or 5 of them, that is like one day set of work, right? And you get it back to back to back to back to back or whatever, right? And I'm making $400 on a 5-day week. That means I made $2,000. Just think of it that way. Like the jobs like jobs like that. Like, let's say $300-400. That's like basically $2,000 a week on a quick 1-day jobs that aren't gonna last me the entire day. It might last me a half a day, but I'm making like $400 for it because of the difficulty of the job. But that's because I have the experience. I know what I'm doing, right? So if God is it, and it's just crazy, because if you're focusing on God and you're doing what God asks you to do, He will open doors. He will make sure that He'll meet all of your needs. So you could do almost, let's basically put anything that you really want to do, because He promised us an abundant life. And it just kind of goes back to these potential jobs. Now they're not set in stone. God is gonna either keep them open for me and give them to me, because whatever God has for you, He will give to you, or He just will take it from you because it's no good for you. That's kind of how it works. That's what it is. As long as you stay focused on God and you keep seeking Him or whatever, He's gonna take care of it. And it basically goes back to, I can't remember, I think it's Joshua. There's a verse in Joshua saying, trust in the Lord your God and lean not on your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path, right? And I know I'm kind of bouncing from like verses to verses or whatever in the Bible and stuff, but it's just, I'm just trying to like send this message home that in trusting in God, He's gonna fight your battles for you, first of all. So anything where people try to pull you back into that storm and, let's say, upset your day and stuff, like, He's gonna fight those battles for you. That's first thing God's gonna do, right? He's gonna take care of it. He's gonna meet all your needs. And He promises you abundant life. This is God's word. This isn't like, oh, Gerard decided to say this. No, this is not the legacy industry decided to say it. No, these is literally words in the Bible. He promises you an abundant life. So, which means that if, let's say, you only was being able to find money for food, right? He promised you abundant life, which means God's going to provide that food. He's going to be able to provide for all those bills, and He's going to give you a little extra more. Now, what you do with the extra more, or how you choose to spend the money that God gives you, is all completely up to you, because you are free will. Now, you could go and buy groceries for the house to last you for a week, and then the extra money, you could go and do something fun with it. You could put that money in the bank. That's a decision up to you. Or you could go spend your money on lobster dinners every day, and then you don't have no money to do all the other abundant things that God has. Now you might eat lavishly but don't have good clothes to wear, or you could go and buy clothes from Walmart instead of buying clothes from Macy's, whatever. But it's all about how you spend that money. But it was just crazy also that I kept on getting like almost like reminders saying, trust in God, seek God, don't worry, he'll take care of it. He'll fight your battles for you. Like, these were just constant words, because I have like a Bible app that I listen to every day. That I read every day, which gives me a verse, and it just is coming back to back. So I felt like it was something to talk about. So just basically just going to reiterate my message to you guys is just trust in God, and he will direct your path. He will provide for you. He will open doors for you and help your life to be a little bit more easier or a little more livable. That's things that he promised you. Now, for my friends who need medication or to control their depression or their anxiety, I'm not saying that that you could do it without, because some situations are a lot more extreme, even in mine or whatever. And it's a lot harder to get out of those storms, because it's harder because it's like you're so stuck into them. But it's just telling you that it helps. God actually helps. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I could go on and on about how God does things, but I feel as though it's just gonna come. It's gonna be like, what am I really talking about? But trust in God when you're going through your storms. I'm telling you, if you seek Him, He's gonna help you to get through it. He's gonna fight battles for you. He's gonna provide for you, and the things that bother you, the things that are stressing you out, He's gonna start to meet those needs that you have. And it's all about how you choose to react to those situations. All right. So I'm hitting about the 12-minute mark, and I'm sorry that it might come off like I was rambling on a little bit, but it's like so many things go through my mind, and then I want to release it to you guys. And in my opinion, it's down that same path of what my message is about. But this thing that I'm doing right now, whatever, I'm doing it for the glory of God. And God, I feel like God puts it in me to actually give to you guys. That's what I believe. So nonetheless, guys, I want you guys to have a great day. Remember that I love you. God loves you. We're proud of you. You're beautiful, and you could do anything. You're very amazing. All right. Have a great day from the Legacy Initiative. Bye.